It's kind of counterintuitive. It's not a huge deal, but it kind of just speaks to the fact that this is a mobile game. I can't afford any of these upgrades, so I won't buy them. Yeah, what it is though, it's kind of like a mobile version of Wave Race. You remember Wave Race? Wave Race was good, wasn't it? This is like Wave Race, but not quite as good as Wave Race. Let's go with this track. It's prettier than the original Wave Race, but as we'll see in this PS4 version, this is a game that probably looks shit hot on an iPhone or an iPad. Doesn't look as good on the PS4 because again things are taken lock, stock and barrel from the iOS version. So while the iOS version is a really good display of what Metal can do with iOS 8 or what those fancy Android processors can do for your phone, it doesn't look as good on PS4 because you're more keen and you're less willing to sort of forgive little details on your big screen. So there are occasional moments of pop-in. I'm gonna crash there. Oh no. Yeah, occasional bits of pop-in here and there, and the textures don't look amazing. But this is a budget release on your PS4. It's $6.99. Which again is it's a little bit it's a little bit hard to forgive when you consider that the iOS version is a couple of dollars, I think. But that version had in-app purchases and this one doesn't. This is just you get everything in the package, so there's that, I guess. And it's kind of alright. It's just, I think another place where it's clearly, hey, this is a game built for mobile I've been eliminated. Oh no, I only came fourth. No stars there. I'm gonna have to retry that. I was busy talking. I was busy racing. That's why I crashed. I think you can clearly tell that it is built for mobile, just in the fact that the tracks, at least so far, this is only I think the second or third tier of tracks that we're going on here. But they're so forgiving. The tracks are so miles wide, and that's clearly built. The game's been built that way because it's supposed to allow for sort of tilt steering or using virtual buttons or whatnot, and so the game's been designed to be more forgiving to accommodate that, which is fine. That's not a problem at all. It's just that then porting this stuff lock, stock and barrel to the PS4, you kind of it's a little bit subpar. It seems a little bit subpar. It's a little bit subpar in what we're doing as well. So it's very much just sort of straightforward. You race around, you got accelerator and a brake, and you're gonna crash there. I didn't recognize my little input there. When you're in the air, you can flick the sticks. You flick the left and right sticks together in certain combinations or certain directions. Then you perform a little stunt, and in true SSX fashion, tricks equals boost, boost equals speed, and so you get to boost here, but I am going to be eliminated, but that's okay, because at least I managed to crack the top 3, so I get one of my mandatory mobile phone game stars here for finishing the level. Hooray! And some dosh. Oh, and I get to level up as well. So when you level up, you get a little cash reward, and you then get to go in here and buy skills. So let's see, allows landing a stunt early by 0.15 seconds. So that's probably good. So I'm going to get that. So you get little perks as you go, that kind of thing. It is just very limited, even if you compare it to Wave Race, which had probably fewer tricks, but you were doing more, it was a little bit more sort of nuanced in that you were sort of pre-winding stuff by dipping under the waves and whatnot. In order to launch yourself higher or give yourself a shallower and faster angle on a jump. And here there's none of that. It's just, okay, it's just straight up go as fast as you can, because you don't want that in a mobile game. You know, you don't want to really overcomplicate things in a mobile game. And that's fine, and I can understand that, but it's, why would you port it directly to the PS4 is what I don't understand. What is cool is the water physics. The waves look nice, the waves look pretty, water splashes on the screen in a cool sense. It is, if you don't look too closely at it, a pretty game. And I think just in terms of art direction, it's good looking. It's just that, you know, it's built for something that's technically poorer, and therefore it doesn't really port upwards so well, you know. But if you're not super technically minded, then you look at it and you kind of go, oh, that's yeah, looks like a decent game. Doesn't look like a PS4 game, but it looks fairly decent. Catapulted to number one here. I just lost it. Yeah, I mean, handling's pretty decent. The sort of jet skis, ski-doos. Jet ski is a brand name, by the way. Did you know that? Bet you didn't. So you're supposed to call them sea-doos. That's what they're actually called. Probably. Anyway, that's what I heard a long time ago. Anyway. And yeah, I mean, there is nothing. Well, I say nothing. There's little inherently wrong with it. It's just very bare bones, very bland. I mean, it's a budget release, but it kind of shows that it is a budget release. And so there's very little to get incredibly excited about. And because of the nature of the beast, you know, I suspect that there'll be very few people online. If you bought this game, there'll be very few of your friends online. Probably orders of magnitude fewer of your friends will be online than your friends if you were on Game Center, I don't know, and you bought the mobile version because that's cheaper. So yeah, that kind of renders the time trial compete with your friends stuff pretty irrelevant, I'm gonna say. So that kind of harms it. Let's see, can I buy a new thing yet? No. Here's another thing, like, it takes a long time to grind currency to buy this stuff, and I think that's because they've just taken the economy as was from the mobile version as well. So where in the mobile version it would just be, you know, hey, drop a dollar or two and you can straight up buy a new thing directly with your real money. Here that's been taken out, but they haven't adjusted the economy to suit, so it means it takes a long time to grind up stuff. You have different events. You saw an elimination event earlier. There's race, freestyle, you do tricks and things like that, hot lap. It's entirely as you would expect a game like this to be, which is just kind of, yeah, not bad, just sort of there, really. But it is reasonably cheap. So if you want a reasonably cheap, non-offensive little racer on your PS4 that does have split-screen multiplayer to try out as well, then you might want to give this one Riptide GP2 a try. If you want something a little bit deeper, then I would say give it a miss. It's on PS4 right now for $6.99. You'd think it would be on Vita as well, wouldn't you? But it's not. In fact, even I tried doing this on Remote Play, and there's odd little borders around the edge of the screen on the Vita, which is strange, super strange. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a PS Vita optimized version, because this would suit a handheld better than a console. But yeah, not bad, but really nothing blow away. Riptide GP2 on the PS4. ChrisJohn@KGPop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.